playing the Forgotten City. Right. So from where I left off, Asina sentencing Sentinel to death. Centurius, yeah. Miles has been sentencing Syneos to death for whatever his silly reason is. And then we have an assassin here. An assassin trying to kill us, which broke the golden rule, so... I can tell him about the assassin.
Fear is proof of a degenerate mind.
And... yeah.
We're finally alone. I assume you... We have? Wait, if I understand correctly, someone is about to break... I must have entrusted you with figuring out. Is that about right? Seems rather brash, but all right. Why have you sought me out? Ask then. Good. Of course. What is it? Yes?
So, it's the assassin who arrived in the city this morning.
What? An assassin? What are you talking about? Then what are you doing here talking to me? Why aren't you out there trying to stop him? You'd best go. Quickly. As magistrate, I hereby declare him an enemy of Rome and authorize his execution by your hand. Forthwith.
You're not doing anything for him?
So now you're an expert on Roman law, are you? Listen to me. We are cut off from the Empire down here, fending for ourselves on the brink of annihilation. If ever there was a time to dispense with legal procedure, it would be now. Think of it as an act of preemptive self-defense. Think of the lives you'll be saving. Any way you can. Despite my weapons ban, it's been my experience one can always find a weapon if one looks hard enough.
Alright, I'll take care of it.
Please act quickly before it's too late.
Oh, another one fresh out of the baths, I take it.
So I need to get a bow.
Keep an eye out for Scintilla, would you?
I think I know where to get one. If the assassin has a bow, but if he shoots again, I can take it from him.
Help! You have to do something! A man arrived in the baths. A real nasty sort, with his You have to do something.
I don't have a weapon.
None of us do. The magistrate made us throw them all into the chasm. So now this man's bow is the only one in the city. You'll just have to improvise.
Okay.
Thank you. I have to hide. Find me in this
Don't go in there.
What? Why?
It's gonna collapse. I have a bad feeling about it. Just trust me.
All right, fine. Come and find me in my bakery instead. Please be careful.
Good job. I saved Fabia's life. Is it if I go there? I died the first time. Continue from the last save. Idiot. Alright. Wait. Alright. This guy's got a bow and I'll take it from him. Doesn't matter what I say, you're going to kill me anyway.
You're right, I am. I must be getting a reputation. I suppose I might as well get right to it then. Do you have any last words?
Do you?
As a matter of fact, I do. Once I'm done with you and Quintius, I intend to kill every last one of you wretched degenerates. And I can think of nothing I'd enjoy more.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
I'll take the bow. I can't take the bow. I really can't take the bow.
Stop right there. You're right, I am, I suppose. Do you have any last words? As a matter of once and I can...
The many shall suffer.
Damn it. Sorry, I might take this.
that right? Well, just make sure you don't get... Can't have you... But listen, you seem very lost, and in more ways than one. So, let me make this nice and simple for you. Live by our law here, and we'll all get along just fine. All right, friend. Suit.
Maverick.
Salve, friend. I'm Octavia. Welcome to life under the Golden Rule. It's a ghastly thing, is it not? How are you faring so far? That's good, in a sense. If you're not on edge, you've not been paying attention. But on the bright side, once you've been here a few months, well, it's slightly less terrifying anyway. We've all been where you are now. I remember when I first arrived. I used to lay awake at night contemplating the big questions. Why am I here? Is there a way out? What is the Golden Rule, and who or what is responsible for it? I still don't have any of the answers, I'm afraid. I don't think anybody does. But I'm happy to share with you what I've learned. Here, in this place, the magistrate has me earning my keep by cleaning and pruning the gardens. It's not quite how I expected my life to go. I used to live in a lovely villa on the banks of the Tiber. I was even betrothed to a handsome young man from a prominent family. But long hours of menial labor for the good of the community has its own charms too, I suppose. Oh, much the same way as many of the others. When the fires came to Rome, 7 months ago, my family and I fled for the Tiber, hoping to escape on a barge. We were among the fortunate ones with enough coins for passage, but unfortunately, there were a lot of desperate people, and they boarded before we could depart. A scuffle broke out, and I was pushed overboard. The last thing I remember was the water, rising up to hit my cheekbone. I woke up by the river, near that shrine, and stumbled across this place. Oh, that's all right. I'm sure it's all part of God's plan for me. If you like. All right, well, it was lovely to meet you. I look forward to getting to know you better over the coming months. And if you ever...
I can't believe this is how it ends.
Wait.
Oh, no. 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 Orpheus, what are you doing? Get back from there. If you lose your balance, you'll fall.
That's the idea.
What? Why? Why would you want that?
Why do you think I'm stuck for the rest of my life working for a man who treats me like an animal?
I know things are hard for you right now. They're hard for all of us. We're all in this together, Ulpius. Please just think this through. If you do this, it could be the sin that seals all of our fates. Is that what you want?
I'm sorry, but I just don't care anymore.
No.
Please, Ulpius. Help him. If he goes through with it, it could be the end for us all. I don't know what to do. I've never had to deal with this sort of thing. Please, you need to talk to him. Thank you. And please, choose your words carefully.
Let me guess. You're going to lecture me on how suicide is a crime against the Empire. I screwed up my life. That's what's wrong. I borrowed money, and when I couldn't pay it back, I wound up in debt bondage. I'll be stuck slave.
I can't believe he went through with it. Oh Lord. That poor
He
lad.
killed himself. Wait.
Well, I suppose it means suicide isn't a sin under the Golden Rule. So I guess that means whichever god is responsible for it, it isn't mine. That was not your fault. There's no way you could have given him what he wanted, moments after you arrived. I'll have to let everyone know what happened. And I guess Malleolus will have to clean up the mess in his villa. It's of his own making, after all. And I'd best pray for poor Ulpius.
Jump? Why would I need to jump? What's that? Well, here I go.
Thank you. Thank you. I am delighted and honored to have been elected your magistrate. Magistrate. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. I'm delighted and deeply honored to elect you magistrate. And now...
Who's this guy?
And now, I make this solemn promise to you, good citizens. And now, I make this solemn promise to you, good citizens. Under my leadership, you will find joy you deserve. And, yes, no more shall you walk on eggshells, yes. No more shall you walk on eggshells, fearing simply to live and breathe because the tyrant Sentius told you it was forbidden. Yes, from my first act as magistrate, I hereby announce a day of, well, did you just leap into my villa from the balcony 100 feet above? That was either extremely reckless or impressively clever. Well, why have you risked life and limb to see me? Are you insane? You barge into my villa uninvited and then make outrageous demands? Why would I withdraw from an election I'm bound to win?
You're just gonna kill us. Because if you don't, I'm gonna kill you.
Don't talk nonsense. There's no such thing as the Golden Rule.
There is.
How could you possibly know that?
I know your secrets.
Nonsense! This is nonsense! I don't know how you know about my plans, but I'm absolutely sure Sentius is involved somehow. And now, I'm going to enjoy watching Domitius kill him even more. Now, get out of here! You outstayed your very limited welcome.
Did it work?
Still here?
Well, my words didn't work. I need a way out.
Magistrate, yes, yes. Thank you, I'm delighted and deeply honored. Thank you. And
Someone's crying. Hello? Is there a key or what?
fearing simply to live and breathe because the tyrant my first act as magistrate, I hereby a day of celebration. I hereby announce a day of celebration to mark the end of an era. Yes.
I'm gonna have to ask him.
Get out of my villa before I have Domitius throw you out.
Great. Ouch.
Still here. Still here.
I need to blackmail this guy somehow. What's this?
Hey, you're not thinking about going into the cistern, are you? Nobody's told you about Hannibal? Ugh, why do I have to do everything round here? So, there was this guy called Hannibal, right? Funny accent. Used to go down into the cisterns looking for junk he could clean up and sell. One day, a few weeks back, he comes out and tells me the cisterns are haunted. Said he could hear spirits wailing. Of course, nobody believed him, because who trusts a Carthaginian, right? Anyway, a few days later, he goes back in. And hours go by, and he hasn't come back out, yeah? So I go down after him, and it's dark. But in the distance, I can just make out his body, sprawled out on the ground. And hunched over him was something that made my blood run cold. No word of a lie. I saw a creature. Like the corpse of a man who'd been flayed. And it was eating Hannibal. If it was a man, maybe. But I swear on my life this was no man. More like a Strix. Or some Versipelus that feeds on human flesh. I didn't stick around to see which. What any sane person would have done. I legged it out of there and put a sign at the door to warn the others. Without a...
Are they?
Hello. Well.
Help! You... Are you serious? This is an emergency.
Okay.
Are you going to help or...
Okay.
None of us do. You'll just... Thank you. I have to...
Don't go in there.
What?
empty shrine.
Thank you. For your service to the Empire, I'll let you live for now, but you'd best make sure our paths don't cross again.
Yeah. Is anyone gonna notice this? Nobody's in. Nobody's in it yet. We'll see what this guy's doing. Well, this guy's not doing anything.
Isn't the great temple majestic?
Yes. Oh my god, this silly woman. She didn't notice this guy. And what about that knight?
What now?
I'm here for Malleolus. Who might you be?
The name's Domitius. You want to get to Malleolus? You go through me.
Then go through you, I shall.
Malleolus, you fatuous
The
cutters.
many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
I'll take the bow.
The name's Domitius. You want to get to Malleolus? You go through me.
Ouch.
Then go through you, I shall.
Statues! They're alive!
I better go.
Hide!
Salve for... Oh. Of course. Oh, I don't give it much thought these days, but I say... Well, as much as I'd love to... But Scintilla, Sentius's daughter, went missing a few weeks... If anyone knows for sure... All right. See you around.
I'm gonna go up there and try prevent his suicide from happening. Try to distract.
Salve, friend. I'm
Wait,
Octavia.
but I have to save this guy.
All right, well, it was lovely to meet you. I look forward to getting to know you better over the coming months. And if you ever...
I can't believe this is how it ends.
Oh no. No. No, 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 no. Orpheus, what are you doing?
That's the idea.
What?
Why do you think?
I know things are hard for you right now. They're hard for all of us. We're all in this together, Orpheus. Please, please just think this through.
I'm sorry.
Please, help him. I don't know, but it's a crime for slaves to take their own lives. And a debt bondsman isn't far off. Thank...
You know about that? How is that possible? I mean, I've never mentioned it to anyone. Well, if you say so. You don't understand. I don't want to hurt anyone. I just want it all to be over. It's too late for that. Yulia and I made a pact, and she's already swallowed hemlock this morning. If I backed out now, I'd be betraying her. I can't do that. No. No. Time's up. I'm out. Wherever you are, Scintilla, my love.
Oh, he's gonna do it again.
Orpheus, no!
There goes that attempt.
I'll have to let... and I'd bet...
Thank you. Thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to have been elected your magistrate. Yes, thank you. Right in there. Did you just... That was... well... I'm Malleolus, and if it wasn't for this interruption, I'd be practicing my tyranny. By declaring there's no such thing as the Golden Rule. It's a children's fable exploited by Sentius to frighten us into submission. Wait, don't tell me you've fallen victim to that monstrous lie? The person making a claim bears the onus of proving that claim. Can you do that? Can you prove the Golden Rule is real? Nonsense! There's no way you can prove that. If it was real and you'd seen someone break it, then you'd be dead already.
He'll never believe me if I say that.
I disagree. I'll be guided by what is best for the city's people, and that means giving them the freedom to do as they wish. Surely, you're not one of those people who believes everything you read, as if a lie could be transformed into the truth by the simple act of writing it down. What? Oh, I see what's happening here. Another poor, vulnerable soul. True, but that is simply because... Are you... What?
Because if you don't, I'm gonna kill you.
You fool.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
This?
Oh shit. What have I done? I can't believe I said that. It's all my fault. Look what have I done? Alright, that was the first time I broke the golden rule.
Oh.
Maybe I haven't explored here yet.
Oh, you're here. I'm so glad you decided to visit. I'm Aurelia, and I hope I'm not being too forward, but the moment I laid eyes on you, I was intrigued. You're not like any Roman man I've ever seen. You seem so refined. So civilized. Ugh, coming on a bit strong, don't you think?
You, Sisyphus, attack
I
or
take back
pursue
what I
the
said.
stone that
Suddenly,
always
I don't find you so
returns.
intriguing anymore. Let's just forget that ever happened, so we can at least do business. So, what brings you to my tavern? I just try not to think about it. Drink helps with that. As the saying goes, to drink is human, so we drink. Certainly, for 10 denarii. Have you met Livia? She used to do my hair, until one day she just snapped. This place has that effect on people. Now, she just stands around, caked in filth, muttering nonsense to herself. It's a real shame. Now I have to do my own hair. I hear that if Malleolus is elected, he's gonna throw a small festival to celebrate, with entertainment and everything. Can't wait to find out what it is.
I can tell her that.
Whatever you like. Ugh, let it go. Nothing... All right.
Ixion turns. Just as the ocean accepts the rivers of all the world, so this place accepts all the souls. But it does not notice the crowds that come. The bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone. Some crowd the Forum. Some the house of the ruler of the depths. Others follow their trades, imitating their previous lives. They never do. You think you wish to know, but you do not. It is better for you if you remain ignorant. Pandora's box must stay closed. I'll say no more. The bloodless shadows. This is their punishment. Help me? You cannot help me. I have seen things. A pattern, a terrible pattern. It is better for you if you remain.
It seems like she's traumatized.
There is only a downward path, gloomy with fatal yew trees. It leads through dumb silence to the infernal regions. The newly arrived are ignorant of the road before them. Cerberus lifts his triple head and lets out his threefold braying.
Livia, would you stop muttering like Medea over a cauldron? You'll scare away my customers.
They follow their trades, imitating their previous lives, but they are ignorant.
This again. You're in a world of your own, aren't you?
Damn. Why didn't I think of that? There's coins in here. There's coins in here.
Keep an eye out for Santilla, would you?
Malleolus isn't receiving visitors at the moment. Malleolus, of course. If old man sent you... He's not here. Dunno. The little Caput murder escaped earlier this morning, while I was taking Yulia to the clinic. He can't have gone far, but if you find him, tell him the punishment he gets for coming back on his own won't be as bad as if I have to go looking for him. Whatever.
What are you doing in here? Can't you see she needs the resin? What? Quick, give it here. Yulia, Yulia, you need to swallow this. Here, let me help you. Hopefully, in a moment, she should be able to breathe normally. That was extraordinary. How did you know she needed this exact thing, and at this exact moment? Are you some kind of oracle?
I'm a time traveler. Honestly, you wouldn't believe me if I told you.
Ah, look. If you don't want to tell me, I won't look a gift horse in the mouth. But no matter. That was like the gods hearing my prayers and intervening. You just saved a person's life, and you should be proud of yourself. She might even be able to thank you herself in a few moments. And maybe she can tell us who poisoned her. and who she meant when she was muttering about that snake's cruel black eyes. In the meantime, I'm happy to help you with whatever it is you need. Sure. What do you want to know? Do you really want to know? I mean, if somebody poisoned her, then surely they would have broken the golden rule, and so maybe it's best we don't discuss it. Gladly. Oh no. Sorry, I don't mean to worry you, but no, that is definitely not normal. There was one other person who claimed she could hear the statues talking to her. But that was Nevia, and she went a little mad. Anything about what? That's a
Oh, it's you. Sorry, I'm still a bit out of it. As much as I'm grateful that you tried to help me, it's just not safe for me to talk about it. Please, no more questions.
I want to know how someone poisoned you without breaking the golden rule. Are you worried about the golden rule?
The golden rule. That's the least of my worries. The gods may be cruel, but Malleolus and Claudia are far crueler. Please, just leave me alone. I don't want to talk about it. Persistent as Nemesis, aren't you? I can tell you, but it's a long saga. All right. I'd been here about a week when it dawned on me I'd be trapped here for the rest of my life. I could hardly breathe, and I knew I had to get out somehow. So when my new friend Aurelia offered me a secret way out, I would have done anything. And then I learned her asking price. 1,000 denarii. She was supposed to be my friend. I told her it would take me years to save up that much. So she suggested I take out a loan from Malleolus. And I did. I had to sign an agreement, saying I'd work off the debt over 30 years. But I figured I'd be out of here so soon it wouldn't matter. I paid Aurelia, and she gave me her so-called way out. Do you want to know what it was? Hemlock. It's a deadly poison made from a plant. Drink this, she said, and you'll be out of here in no time. Of course, I demanded my money back, but she refused. She pointed to a sign on her tavern saying, "Let the buyer beware." Then she just looked at me with those cruel black eyes, and she laughed. She immediately told Malleolus I'd tried to escape without paying him back. Only he didn't seem upset or surprised at all. In fact, he just thanked her. And that's when I realized the two of them had planned the whole thing from the beginning. Of course, I went to Sentius and begged for help, but he said the law was clear. I'd signed over my labor for 30 years and there was nothing he could do. I thought about resisting too. But Malleolus said if I didn't submit, I'd break the golden rule. And I couldn't be responsible for all those deaths, so he locked me in his villa. Confiscated everything I owned as collateral, and made me wear immodest, humiliating outfits while I worked day in, day out. His wife Claudia was just as bad. She set me to work on an endless stream of futile, demeaning tasks. I'd be on my hands and knees, scrubbing the floor clean for hours, only for her to pour slop on it and hiss, "You missed a spot." Those two took everything from me. But they forgot to confiscate one thing. My hemlock. I just wanted it to be over. But it seems I messed that up too. Should have drunk all of it. Don't you think I know that? I brought it on myself. I trusted one of the most callous human beings I've ever met, and tried to swindle the other. I don't know how I could have been so stupid. When I've recovered, I expect their thug Demetrius will come for me. He'll escort me back to their villa, and I'll be right back where I started. Only this time, I won't be able to lull myself to sleep at night with the thought of a permanent solution. Honestly, it would have been better if the poison had been allowed to run its course. I doubt it. It seems this is the fate the gods have chosen for me, for trying to escape. At least until someone breaks the golden rule. Huh. Maybe it wouldn't be so bad.
I have a better idea. How much would it cost to buy you free?
But it doesn't matter. I made a suicide pact with Ulpius last night. He's in exactly the same position as I am. Malleolus and Aurelia set the same trap for him a month after they did it to me. He and I are in this together. He's probably already thrown himself from the bluff into Malleolus's villa by now. If so, I'd never be able to live with myself, knowing I broke my promise to him. Not as sorry as I... All right.
You're welcome.
May Apollo keep you safe. Isn't the great temple majestic?
I'm gonna go and save that guy. I'm gonna go save his life.
Of a degenerate mind.
Welcome. All right.
I can't believe this is how it ends.
Oh no. No. No, 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 no. Ulpius, what are you doing? Get back.
That's the...
What?
Why do you think...
I know. Please.
I'm sorry.
Please, help him. Thank...
If you're trying to make it easier for me to... Let me get... Don't you think... You're just saying that to bite. You must think I'm out. Wherever you are, Scintilla, my love. I'm sorry.
Ulpius, no! I'll have and
That's not gonna work. Nah. Can't do that now. Great temple door. Oh, what's this? But there was something up there. Nah, it's worth a try. I'm gonna get the bow. empty shrine.
Thank you for your service to the Empire.
On your best behavior, I trust?
Isn't the great temple majestic?
I'm gonna have to talk him out of here.
Fresh meat, huh? Whatever.
What? Oh, he's dead. Alright. Now the assassin's dead.
You there? I'm sorry to trouble you, but I couldn't help but notice that fine bow you're carrying. No idea how you managed to get your hands on it, especially in the light of our dear old magistrate's ban, but I'm impressed. And before you ask, no, I wouldn't dream of trying to buy it from you. I have no use for a wooden bow myself. But I would like to propose a joint business venture of sorts. Tell me, do you have any idea how people here end up as golden statues? And here I was thinking I was the only one to figure it out. In any case, supposedly one or two of those arrows is enough to turn a full-grown man into gold. Now, of course, that is a travesty, a terrible, horrible waste of human life which has to be stopped. And yet, on the other hand, I can't help but think of a tale told by that Greek fella Aesop, the goose that laid the golden egg. With the ability to transmute organic matter into gold, one could create infinite wealth. Use your imagination. Golden animals, insects, trees and plants. The Midas touch without the drawbacks. We are talking riches beyond imagining. And even if we were to split all those riches between the two of us, half of infinite wealth is still infinite. Interested? Excellent. So now I have... No problem. Diana is our goddess. The one thing priest, and it just so happens that there is a... And would you like... Precisely. Oh, gods, no. No, here's what I propose. You give your bow to me. Then you enter the shrine, extinguish the braziers, and under cover of darkness, swap out the fake for the original. It's not theft exactly, it's more of a trade. But make no mistake, this is a dangerous pub, but in my experience... Now, when Prometheus stole fire from the gods and became a hero to all mankind, I'm more of an idea. Because the gods would see... Because the... So...
Alright.
Wonderful. Now, this is a...
This action will have consequences. This action won't have consequences, a fake one.
Now I've gone and unlocked the Shrine of Diana for you, so as quick as you can, head on inside. It's just at the end of the street on the left. May the gods not watch over you.
Swap it for a real one. Whoa.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
It's a bad decision. Please don't put me back.
Is that you, partner? Do you have the bow? Wonderful. Just go ahead and slide it under the door for me and I'll unlock it for you.
You locked me in here?
A little bit slow, aren't you? Yes, I locked you in, and until you give me my bow... it's hardly my fault. Oh, you're just gonna have the bow. I would reconsider my position quickly if I... But you're stuck in there with a hornet's nest. You know, some say it takes 27 hornet stings to kill a man. But I always wondered how anyone could have known that. Let's find out if they were right, shall we?
Oh yes, I could turn it into golden. A scroll.
My beloved Galatea, my beloved Galatea, I write this so that one day, when we're finally together, you will understand what I've done and why I had to do it. The others will call me mad or a monster, but I don't care what they think. Everything I'm doing here, I'm doing for you. I'll start at the beginning. Soon after my arrival here, as I walked down a corridor lined with golden statues, I thought I heard a whisper behind me. A rasp of air, as if vocal cords of metal strained to say a word or two. I tried to dismiss the idea, tried to concentrate on my work as the city's medic, but that tortured whisper haunted me. Weeks later, in the hallway to the bathhouse, I heard it again, and found myself drawn to the statue of a Roman woman wearing a stola. Her face was contorted with anguish and fear, and, disturbingly, it was as if she was looking right at me. As I walked past her, I heard that strained whisper again, and turning back, I discovered that, even though I had moved, she was still looking right into my soul. That was when it dawned on me. This was no statue. This was a woman trapped within that golden prison. Naturally, I told the others, but when I could not reproduce the results of my experiment, they would not believe me. But from that moment on, I knew the full horror of this place, immobilized within the...
I'm in the palace.
You're not supposed to be here.
Okay.
My beloved Galatea, our After I learned the terrible truth about the golden statues, I wandered the city as if in a nightmare. What must life be like for these poor souls, entombed in gold, but kept alive somehow? Trapped in their own personal Tartarus, consigned to eternal torment, too horrific for any sane mind to comprehend. I tried to offer them what small mercies I could. I began to talk to them, to keep them company. I'd imagine backstories for them, give them names, and tell them of the world, of the histories and stories I'd learned as a child. As the others became more concerned by my charity, I sought solitude from them, preferring the company of my tormented charges. Discovering a way into the abandoned palace, I began to spend my days walking its halls and sharing with its occupants ancient tales, my mind turning to those of Apollo and Daphne, Perseus and Medusa, and Pygmalion and Galatea. Pygmalion, the sculptor who fell in love with a beautiful statue, and who, praying to Aphrodite for aid, discovered that his beloved Galatea had come to life. It was then that I heard you whisper to me, Galatea. Forgive me. I know that is not your real name, just one I have borrowed from a story. But when I turned to look at you, I saw the most exquisitely beautiful woman I have ever known. Your face, forever frozen in a look of haunting sadness. Our meeting gave me new purpose, to free you from your golden prison, so that I might one day hear you speak, not just whisper your true name to me. So I gathered tools for the long and difficult task ahead, barred the doors to this place, and set to work.
What was I thinking?
Help us.
Kill me. Kill me.
Help us.
Kill me.
You. Help us. Help us.
Make it stop. Make it stop. Make it stop. I just want to die. I just want to die.
My beloved Galatea, my attempts at freeing these souls from their golden prisons have not been going to plan. My first charge was a Greek woman who I called Iodame after the Athenian turned to stone by Medusa. Drilling through the gold that encased her, I was vindicated by the discovery that beneath half an inch of gold, which is so rigid it must be some kind of alloy, was living flesh. Unfortunately, this golden alloy seems to have fused with her skin, so removing it exposed the sinew and muscle beneath, and appeared to cause her great pain. At first, I braced myself, expecting that inflicting such pain would break the golden rule, and yet it did not. It seems whichever god is responsible for imprisoning these poor souls does not care about their suffering at all. They are forsaken. Undeterred, I pressed on, working late into the night, attempting to remove the golden layer that encased her as delicately as I could. Eventually, I was able to free most of her body, but when I released her from her restraints, her first act was to lunge for my throat, clawing at me with all her strength and those sharp metal talons. This was my thanks for trying to save her. Whatever possessed Iodame to attack, she was clearly not a suitable subject for my experiment, and I was forced to lock her inside an isolated wing of the palace and bar the door. As I continued working on others, I could hear her flailing and launching herself at the other side endlessly. Regrettably, my other experiments bore similar results, and after relocation I have perfected a method that will bring you back to me, whole in both mind and body, and ensuring your humanity is preserved. I promise you this. One day we will be together, even if I have to free every last statue in this god's forsaken place.
Damn. It's all ruled by the dead. Who are you?
And you must be the wretched snake who broke into my palace and disturbed my experiments. And worst of all, look at what you made me do to her. This never would have happened if you just stayed away. You're going to pay for that.
Oh.
And you think I care about that? I don't care what happens to me, as long as you get what you deserve.
Good luck with that.
You think you can bring me down with your little wooden arrows before I jam this blade into your throat? What? How? That's impossible. You're trying to intimidate me. Liar.
I can demonstrate it.
Really? I'm not sure I believe you. But if you can undo this mess, I'll give you the key to my old medical chest in the Shrine of Apollo. I imagine it would help Lucretia ease the suffering of those still in the city. But if you're lying to me, I'll break the golden rule and kill you and everyone else in this city. Understood? You did it. You took away her pain. I don't know what to say. Thank you. Thank you. I swear I will never harm her again. I swear it. I'll stay here to keep her company. But these poor souls, what can be done for them? I've tried everything I can. I fear the only one capable of releasing them properly is whichever god doomed them in the first place. In any case, I must honor our bargain. Here's the key I promised you. It opens a chest in the Shrine of Apollo. I believe there are a few things in there which may be useful to Lucretia.
Thank you.
Now, please leave. The door here leads out onto the palace balcony. You should be able to make your way down from there. Go, and never return.
Survivor. I survived the palace. The gliding.
I hope you have a good reason for flouting my weapons ban. We're finally alone. I assume you already know who we have. I must have... Is that about right?
I don't want to tell him I broke it.
Look, it's now, I assume... You mean Duilius? Releasing him. Perhaps you're not aware he was caught. Look, I can see where you're going. It was not so long ago, during... Here, we see to it that he has food, water, and shelter. And, most importantly, he is able to continue living. A privilege that would be taken away from all of us, were he to be released and commit the crime of trespass. The man has no self-discipline, poor comprehension of what is going on around him, and is an incorrigible rule-breaker. I will not jeopardize the lives of my people so that one man can go free. Now, was there something else? Of course, what is it? If you stopped one person from breaking it and you're still here, then there must be someone else about to break it still. Allow me to explain. When I discovered the ritual to Proserpina, the instructions came with a warning about paradoxes. The crux of it is this. If you do anything to change the course of history in such a way that your very being here is impossible, you will have created a paradox. To illustrate, when the Golden Rule is broken, I will open the doorway that will bring you here to prevent it from being broken. If you manage to succeed in saving our lives, then I will have no reason to open the doorway, and you will never have come here. A paradox, you see? The same thing would happen if you, say, inadvertently, allowed me to die. If I can't summon you, then you can't be here, obviously. If either of those things were to happen, I am given to understand you would be flung back to your original time, having changed the course of history for us and yourself. So the fact that you are still here means someone is going to break the Golden Rule, and there is yet work to do. Understand? Excellent. So, it It looks like you'll have to continue your investigation. Now, was there anything else you wanted to ask? Of course. What?
Alright.
Yes? Why do you say that? Why then did... It looks like you'll have to continue. Of course. Yeah. Why then did you say... It looks like you... Thank you.
Well, that's nothing to worry about.
How come you're allowed a weapon and I'm not?
Good question.
Thank you. Thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to have been elected your magistrate. Thank you. I'm delighted and deeply honored to be elected your magistrate. And now... I make this solemn promise to you, good citizens. Under my leadership, you will finally enjoy the freedom you deserve. And
Did you just scale the wall to my villa somehow? I must remember to have words with that buffoon Domitius. Well, why have you risked life and limb to see me?
But he's not saying
My
anything.
name is Marcus Malleolus Gurgis. You seem to have confused me with someone else. You mean my heterochromia? I am guilty of nothing more than having different colored eyes. And I'm hardly the only person with the condition. Alexander the Great had it too, as it happens. I like to think it is simply the way the gods have chosen to mark a natural-born ruler. Nothing more. Unlikely, because it simply isn't true. Now, was there something else you wanted? I trust you can see yours through the door this time. There's a key just beside it.
There's a key beside it.
All right, now you've crossed a line. Get out of there.
Alright.
thank you. Thank you. I am...
I got the key.
deeply honored to be elected your magistrate.
Boy! How did you get in there, you cheeky little Sturkus? If I cop an earful from Malleolus, I'll be coming for you.
What is it, citizen? What business is that? A lot of people have been looking. it's not, but I... Scintilla was always a... If any... You might fare better, though, I suppose. Fine. All right.
Salve.
Oh, what's this?
You, Sisyphus, attack or pursue the stone.
All right. Alright, I'm gonna go for bed. It was really good. Now I got that bow. I can turn anything into gold. Alright. That's all. And I swear I'll get revenge on the guy who locked me in the room where the golden bow is. I'll get revenge on him next time. Alright. Thanks for watching. This is Sudden Drop, signing off.